Hello, hi. If you're joining me again, welcome back. If you're new here, hi, my name is Nikita. I'm a recovering addict. I also suffer from BPD, ADHD, and CPTSD. I've spoken about these disorders at length in previous videos, so you can check them out and really just understand how these disorders affect someone's life, what these disorders actually do, what are their causes, and how to manage them in your day-to-day life. It's also important information for you if you're supporting someone who's facing any of these disorders, and that should kind of help you navigate it along with the person who's dealing with it. Today's video is not an easy one at all, but it's an important one at the same time. We're going to talk about something that too many people go through, but not enough people talk about it. And the topic is childhood sexual assault. It's a very heavy topic. It's a topic that is very triggering as well. So, if at all you're unable to watch this video and you feel that you'll not be able to get through it, I totally understand, and you can skip it. Skip it, just completely. Just skip it. But if you do have the heart to watch it, just know that you're not alone. um, I appreciate you, and I think you're very brave for wanting to talk about it. Yeah, so what we want to discuss is what childhood sexual assault can do to someone even long after the assault has occurred, and how it can change someone's life, what kind of impact it has on someone's psyche. Um, so I'm not a therapist, so my advice or the information that I provide is just from personal experience, because I've lived through it, and so I'm just going to talk about all of that. But to give you some background on what I have faced in the past, I would like to point out that in the previous video I did mention one instance of sexual assault that I um that I that I survived. It was long ago. I was in first grade. Uh, I was living with my parents and my uncle, and my grandfather's brother from India had come to live with us in Kenya. And while he was living with us, he saw that my mother and father did not have a healthy marriage. They would fight a lot. There were a lot of screaming matches, and he kind of took advantage of that situation. Whenever they were very busy with work, or they were fighting, or just in the heat of the moment, he would take me aside and he would do things that uh, that were inappropriate. And yeah, and so that was my first experience of what it meant to have someone cross lines. um, and it still impacts me to this day. Anytime it comes to mind, I feel disgusted by my own body. I feel like I want to crawl out of it, and I'm just not at peace with it. The second instance happened uh, when I was in seventh grade. My mom had sent me and my elder sister to India to study, and my sister was living with our maternal grandparents at the time, and I was living with my paternal grandmother at the time. Now, my grandmother was very old and very ill. She was going through dialysis at the time, so she wasn't really always there or in the moment. but she really did take care of me a lot, as much as she could. But during my stay with her, we would visit some of my father's cousins a lot, and these cousins took advantage of the same situation, knowing that my mom and dad were facing a lot of issues. They would say mean things to me. They would, just outrightly tell me that my parents are going to get a divorce and they're going to separate and all of that. And when I was in a vulnerable state, they would take advantage of it. I did confront one of these cousins when I grew up, but the confrontation wasn't fruitful at all because he refused to accept that he did something wrong. He said that I wanted it too, and I had to remind him that I was barely 13 or 14 years old at the time. So I didn't want any of it, but he wasn't ready to accept it, and he tried to get close to me again even after me telling him that what he did to me was wrong. He tried to hug me and touch me again, and I freaked out and I left from that spot. I haven't spoken to any of them since. I've made sure that my entire family is cut off from them, and if anyone in my family kind of speaks to them or anything, then I cut off with my family. So it's very straightforward now, but yeah, it's difficult. Another instance that happened was during the same time. One of my aunt's brother, who had helped my grandmother and I in renting a house because they worked in real estate. They'd help us rent out a house for ourselves. He would come home often, visit us, and whenever my grandmother was in the kitchen or doing something, like washing dishes or washing clothes or something like that, whenever she was doing any chores that required her to go out of the room, he would touch me inappropriately as well. And that kind of, it just destroyed me completely. I just couldn't deal with it anymore. uh, it's after this incident that I started to self-harm a lot. uh, i used to cut myself a lot, and I used to feel disgusted by my body. I'm sorry, but whenever these things come to mind, I just want to crawl out of my body. I hate that it happened. I hate it. Yeah, so okay, I'm fine. I'm fine. Fine. So yeah, uh, yeah, it still hurts me to this day. Um, it impacted me a lot. Um, I I felt like, uh, you know, I felt I felt like love was something that uh, was horrible to you. I grew up thinking that unless someone was horrible to me, uh, they didn't love me, they didn't care about me, and for the longest time, I had the worst relationships with people because I was afraid to be touched. I was afraid to be. But at the same time, I was afraid that if I didn't allow somebody, they'll leave me and I'll be alone. So it really messed up how I process things in a relationship. And it wasn't until that I met my husband that I understood. Oh God. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna take a few minutes. All right. I'm back. Uh, yeah. So for a lot of survivors, building healthy relationships becomes very complicated. Either they might struggle, they might struggle with boundaries either by having a lot of boundaries or having none at all. And for me, that translated into having no boundaries whatsoever. Um, you might confuse love with control or think you don't deserve care at all. So this also kind of impacted me. uh, intimacy uh, Intimacy is something that brings up a lot of unresolved trauma, uh, because when your body is violated at a young age, your sense of safety and connection gets tied up with fear or shame. So I was very ashamed, and it felt like I said, I it felt like I wanted to crawl out of my body. Um, Sometimes these things don't look too obvious as well. The symptoms of this later in life don't aren't very obvious. It may take a while for someone to understand that you have these kind of concerns and issues. Um, for me, it took a very long time to get to that point. Um, they show up in overachieving or people pleasing or never feeling enough. Many survivors carry a lot of guilt even though what happened to them was never their fault. The shame is like a shadow that follows you even when you know logically that you didn't deserve it. And then there's disassociation as well. So, that feeling of zoning out or disconnected from reality, especially during stress. It's a survival mechanism the brain uses when the pain is too much and it can stay with you for years. Uh, and healing from all of this is not a straight line. It's not linear at all. There are a lot of ups and downs. It's very messy. Some days you'll feel very strongly about it, and you'll feel like uh, you're getting to a point of being healed or being fine. And then there are other days when you feel like you're back to square one. So it's not that healing is not possible, it's absolutely possible, but you need a lot of help. Um, and that's where therapy, community, creativity, and sometimes just giving yourself permission to feel it all come in handy. You don't need to have the perfect words, you don't need to forgive before you're ready, and you don't need to heal on anyone's timeline but your own. And also, you don't need to forgive, to be honest with you. Um, but you have to remember that by forgiving somebody, you're forgiving yourself as well. So that's important. Um, if you're if you're dealing with this, or if you're watching this and you're a survivor as well, please know that your story matters. uh, you didn't ask for what happened to you. It wasn't your fault, and you're not alone. Yeah. If no one else, I am with you, and we'll heal together. Yeah. uh, and talking about this also doesn't mean that you're weak, and crying about it also doesn't mean that you're weak. uh, it means that you're brave enough to take the silence and turn it into something honest, something human, something healing. So yeah, that's that's what I wanted to talk about. And just remember that there are smaller things that you can find in life that will bring you back. For me today, it was the rain. um, I I was sitting outside in the balcony for quite some time, and it was raining very heavily. And I just remembered how much I loved the rain, and how much I still love it. So I wrote a poem about it that I'm going to read to you, and hopefully you enjoy it. It rained today, 4, maybe 5 hours straight. The sky just opened up like it had something to say, and for once it didn't scream. It whispered, soft, slow, relentless. I sat in my balcony like I was waiting for a sign, watched the plants sway, watched the leaves shine, watched the dirt turn into something fertile. Like even the soil knew that sometimes you need a good storm to feel alive again. Everything looked kind of new, like the world had taken off its makeup and decided to be real with me. And I thought, where's my rain like that? Where's the kind that doesn't flood or drown but cleanses, washes off what the days leave behind, the doubt, the dust, the loneliness I don't talk about? Is there a rain that helps me glow, makes me green again, makes me soft again, makes me believe that I can still grow? Because I'm trying to love something, even if it's just the scent of the wet earth or the way the wind sings when no one listens. I'm trying to find light, even in a clouded sky. And maybe, just maybe, one of these days it'll rain on me in all the right ways, and I'll shine too, like the leaves did today. Alright, um, that's about it for me. I'm not going to cut that off. I'm just overwhelmed right now. So I'm sorry about the reminder going off, but yeah, thank you for watching, and I appreciate you. I love that you're here. Please keep watching, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.